Hello, this is John Locke from Lockdown Design, and today I want to talk for just a few minutes about why we as web designers need to be gathering content from our clients a little bit earlier in our process than maybe we're accustomed to. A great number of designers, who are all far smarter than I am, have all said that content is really the foundation of design. We're not really designing the container, we're designing the content. That is what people come to a website for. Websites are conversion machines. We want people to come there to take a particular action. Designing the content is really important. We can dress anything up to make it look decent. But if we truly want our customers and our website visitors to take the actions that we intend them to take, then we need to have the content at the beginning of the process. I can hear a lot of designers saying, and even a lot of clients saying, well, what about just the placeholder text that we use? What about using lorem ipsum or stock photos? And to that I say the content is not really the images and text. It's the message behind them. That is really what we need. Case in point, tell you a little story. A friend of mine was telling me about a project they were running with a client. They had little widget areas like in the sidebar where text would go. They used placeholder text until the end. It had to be rewritten because what they received was way too big for the containers that they were supposed to go in. Another little story I'll share with you. Another friend of mine, they were designing their site. They had the visual layout, the photos were all ready, but the copywriting, the person they had assigned to do the copywriting, the tone was all wrong, the demeanor, the voice was completely not aligned with what the company was trying to sell. So here's a couple pitfalls not having the content at the onset of the project. 1, the voice and tone of the message might not fit the visual design that you have set up. Number 2, mobile strategy. You've got to know at the beginning of the project what is the most important information and the hierarchy of information so you can give priority to that on mobile. 3, you've got to make your content portable across all sorts of different devices. And depending on how big your site is, the bigger it is, the more that you've got to do the content audit up front. The bigger the site, the more that it's imperative that you've got to have content up front, because this is going to be seen on all sorts of different devices. It might even be seen on all sorts of different media platforms, and a different strategy for each instance. Mobile is the default view and the default use case for people accessing your information. It is not desktop. Desktop is less than half now. Mobile is more than half. Meaning, we have to have the hierarchy of information right at the beginning. It's not going to work. So, there's just a few reasons. The content informs our design. It's not the other way around. The design can't be looked at as just like a generic container, because we want people to take action. We want it to not just look pretty. We want people to take action when they come to our website. We want them to convert, or we're not doing our job as far as meeting our clients' goals. So what can we do to make sure that we have content at the beginning of a project and not at the last second or the last minute? Well, one thing that we can do is make it explicitly clear that when we go to write a proposal or we go to write the contract, that the content needs to be delivered by a certain point, or the project is going to go on hold. Now, it's really tough for a lot of people to do that, because a lot of people, like clients, haven't thought about what they're going to put on the page yet. But maybe we need to do that just up front and work on that aspect of our web projects before we get to designing how it's going to look and how it's going to be laid out and how it will be presented. Somewhere past the point where we've done the research, and right about the time that we've figured out the site architecture of what is the most important information that we have to display, we're going to need that important content. Now, some content is going to be more important than others, but we need that important stuff to design the main pages. Ideally, yes, we have all of it up front, but if we can't, do what you can. Yes, I live in the country. Anyway, I'm John Locke, and if you have thoughts or ideas on how we can get content at the beginning of a project, the benefits and the downfalls, I'd love to hear from you. So leave it in the comments below, or send me an email, john@lockdowndesign.com. This is John Locke signing out. Peace.